Hi everyone, a couple of novelties for the LogCleaner version 5.5, currently available for download on the website. So we're talking about the Universal Cleaner feature. So let's run this. Let's get one file that we would like to clean. So up to here, nothing new. We configure labels, date and time, and latitude, longitude. Now the novelties come here. When we select the variables, we now have the possibility to rename them. So for instance, boat speed, I would like to call that boat speed. So I just double click in here. And there's one big advantage is that a lot of the files that we're trying to clean might have things like units, or they might have spaces in the name. And in the previous version, that's caused a problem because you could not use the variables to do calculations. And now by renaming, it does implement a rule that you cannot have funny characters or spaces and stuff in the renaming, but at least you can use all of them in calculated variables. So we also have these menus at the top, which means, for example, I'm not going to select this variable boat, and then in the view I can select to limit what I see and only see the ones I've selected. We still have the search box here that still works. Then we also have some pretty cool little features here which allow us to make things faster. For instance, rather than having to manually go into the select the appropriate decimals for all, I can go set variable decimals, and I say, well, I want these variables to have only one decimal: heel, parent wind angle, parent wind speed, leeway, heading. All these probably is just plenty enough with one. And then VMG and SOG and COG is probably plenty enough. I'll go OK on that, and they've all been updated. In fact, also I know that ballast here I can see is a string, so make sure you set that as a text. We could also do that for the variable types. So typically angle 180 is going to be heel, parent wind angle, true wind angle, and that is it. And I can also say, oh, and also angle 360 for what do we have? True in direction, heading, and course over ground. And by doing that, these are all been updated. It's just a lot faster than clicking here. You can still do that. But when you have a lot of variables, it's a lot faster that way. Now, another cool feature, some of the electronics might have really large headers. By default, like for instance, if I remove this boat speed here and I uncheck it and recheck it, by default, it's just going to copy and paste the name, but probably will clean it if it had some funny characters in here. So let's put that back to boat speed. And then now we also have a way to do a find and replace. And I've noticed that my SOG and COG were called external for some reason. I don't really like that. So I can use this little find and replace and say replace ext underscore by nothing. Let's find the first one. Okay, replace it. It's going to the next one. Replace it. And that's all done. And from there on, we can carry on with the normal process. And you will now see that we are now talking about the renamed variables. You have the BSB here, and it'll be exactly the same in the calculated variables. And pretty much for the rest, it's exactly the same program as before, and it works, downsamples, everything works just fine. I'll just take it to the end, next, and run my cleaning. And save that, and we should be good to go.